Good morning. Got you outside with me. The sun's rising. I don't know if you can quite see it on yeah, you see that brightness back there? That's the sun rising from the other direction, shining its light on the eddies. I had this story that I wanted to share with you. I thought it could be helpful. One of my teachers lives here in Mount Shasta, and he works with psilocybin. I had been in an apprenticeship with him for a period of time, and he invited me to co-host, co-facilitate a mushroom ceremony for just several people in his incredible structure on his property in the middle of the forest here in Mount Shasta. And this was quite some time ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. And I wasn't new to shadow work, not new to death, not new to holding space, not new to working with plant medicine. But this experience was terrifying and brand new, and one of the most incredible teachings that I received. And it was such a gift from this teacher, this shaman. And I think it's relevant, and that's why I'm telling you the story, because I hope it might support you in tapping into something that you might need along your journey. And I know it's a story and it might stay in the mental realm, but I hope as you listen that you might just soften your experience and take it into your heart and trust that it's meant for that part in you to come more alive. So maybe in the storytelling, it will trigger that part in you to come more online, to feel more confident, more secure, more willing, able, and ready to face the shadow, to stand strong in the darkness. So we ingested our mushrooms in a very sacred manner. And within the hour, they start to come in. I had taken a smaller dose because I'm holding space, and yet the veils still need to do what the veils need to do for us in the sacred session. And the windows of this incredible, beautiful room that's meant for ceremony, it's kind of a round room. Maybe it's like 10 sides, 8 sides, I'm not quite sure the geometry of the space, but it was a circular, let's call it circular, with lots of windows, and the windows were open, sliders that go side to side. And the mushrooms are kicking in, and I'm feeling it, and I start hearing leaves rustling outside. And at first I thought, oh, maybe it's deer, maybe it's raccoon, maybe it's just some critters milling around, being curious. And then it started to sound like the footsteps, hoof steps were organized, like they were people's footsteps. And what happened in my consciousness was a triggering of some deep fears of being acted upon, being attacked, having some unexpected violence put upon me, maybe from this lifetime, maybe from other lifetimes. I am feeling at risk because I've altered my consciousness. Understanding something's happening that doesn't feel quite right, feeling tensions and fear bubble up in my chest, in my throat, in my psyche. And the noise outside these windows keeps getting louder and more organized, moving around the space, moving from one set of windows to another set of windows, making me feel like I'm being watched the people out there getting ready to act upon us, getting ready to burst in, getting ready to harm us. And my teacher, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, he says to me quietly, because people are in their experience and we're holding space for them, he says, "Do you have a song?" I'm not prepared with a song. I haven't been practicing any ceremonial songs. I don't have a history of song writing, sound making in ceremonial space. I have friends that do. God bless you, Honeybee, for your power to do that. And I'm looking at him like he's feeling and perceiving what I am, and he's asking me to arrive, to manage these energetics. Do I have a song? Fuck no, I don't have a song, and I'm scared shitless. You're the teacher, you're the leader, you're the one holding the space. This is on you, bro. Fix it, change it. This is scary. I'm scared. I'm scared, and my teacher's looking at me and asking me to show up. And he just paused and did nothing. And inside of me, I'm on the edge of all of it. I'm on the edge of terror, of feeling like worst case scenario is unfolding in real time and I'm unsafe, at risk. And my teacher has put me here at risk. This is what it felt like. I'm feeling alone, angry, confused, and scared. While I'm the one that's supposed to be holding space for the people who are super vulnerable in their consciousness. I'm opening my heart. I'm asking for guidance. I'm praying for support. Nothing's coming. Nothing's coming. Calling on the support of my dead husband, calling on support of Jesus, Yeshua, calling on support of Mary. I'm calling out internally. I'm calling out. The energy's not shifting. I'm getting more scared. It's getting tighter. I'm feeling more restricted. Something shifted in me. Something clicked in me. And I just thought, I got to do something. I got to do something. Nothing else is happening. I need to do something. And so a whistle came out of my body. A whistle came out of my body. That's all I had. I was whistling. I was whistling high like that for a while. And I noticed that as I kept my heart open just as best I could, and as I whistled into the space, the noises outside of the sacred ceremonial space dissipated. They quieted down, not right away. It took a minute. This seemed to be the remedy, a remedy. It's beyond my comprehension. Like most shaman, my teacher didn't explain shit to me the next day. Very cool, tight-lipped. I'm telling him I was at the edge of terror. I felt alone in it. Where was his song? Where was his chanting? My whistle came out. It came out repeatedly that night because the sounds came back maybe an hour, 90 minutes later. And in response to the fear and the constriction and the tightness, I whistled again and again and again throughout this 5-6 hour journey. And every time, my whistle shifted the energy to where I did not perceive the external pressures put upon energetics at risk. I felt empowered. I felt strong. I felt this is something that works, and it's coming from my center, and it's simple, like a whistle. Everything leading up to that whistle is what I got a lot of compassion for in my experience and in your experience. Everything leading up to the thing that unlocks, that unleashes, that calls you forward, that's the work. That's the work. This is what this teacher showed me. And it's in me. It's in me so that when I get scared, when my reality starts to feel crunchy, when I feel put upon, I remember that whistle. It's not that I always whistle. I rarely whistle. But I use the knowledge and the truth that what I have as an energetic is powerful. And it can fill up the space. And I am a light in the darkness. Am I willing to reveal that? Am I willing to put it out there? Am I willing to have my energetics act upon the environment instead of the environment acting upon me? And for those of us who have been traumatized and victimized and abused or hit, it's not easy to do that. It's not easy to do it. So I'm sharing this story. It's a vulnerable story. It hopefully is an interesting story, hopefully an inspiring story, because we all get scared whether you want to admit it or not. You don't have to admit it. I know that it's true. We worry, we have anxieties. If you drop into the sensation of overwhelm or doubt or worry or any of it, you will find the energetic of fear, of feeling scared deep in there. And in that space, my love, I am calling you forward to open your heart and make some sound. To meet that space with the power of your heart and your truth. To act upon that space with more confidence. I want to read you what came through when I was on the trampoline back there a little while ago. You see how the sun has changed on the eddies? Look at that. It's so beautiful. This is relevant. Because I came out here and there was a night sky when I came out here today. And there were a few stars still out. And so I've watched the light change. And you can't see the stars now. We see the big one coming, the big sun star. But as we close out this storytelling hour, this is what I wrote. Stars are shining constantly. We just can't always perceive them. We can see them in the dark with our eyes wide open. There is light in all darkness, and when you can't perceive it outside, maybe you will finally realize you are the light. Stars are shining constantly. We just can't always perceive them. We can see them in the dark with our eyes wide open. There is a light in all darkness, and when you can't perceive it outside, when you can't perceive it outside of yourself, maybe you will finally realize that you are the light. This was my experience in that ceremony. These are the words that came through today. This is my truth. This is my knowing. It's what I know about me, and it's what I know about you. To rest in that light, to get nourishment in that light, to fall into that light, to remember that light, to trust that light, to go to that light, to get yourself warmed in that light, to let it nourish you. It is at the center of your being. It cannot be extinguished, not even in death. Not even in death. That is how powerful you are, my loves. May this message serve as a reminder of the beauty in you, of the power in you, of the light in you, in us all. That's what they say when they say namaste. The light in me recognizes the light in you. They sound like words, but it's this truth, this experience of the power that you have to affect the reality that you are resting in, that you are co-creating. Are you creating from a cluttered, unhealthy mind space? Are you creating from a empowered, healthy, open-hearted space? Maybe a little bit of both. We have so much more dominion than you may realize. I love you. I bless your day. May the light of this day remind you. Take good care.